One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
Well, Matt, I was very fortunate to be asked to apply for a position through the ownership of Dr. John York to be considered to be the executive director of the 49er Foundation, director of community affairs, and for me, it was an opportunity to get into the NFL and work at the highest level of, at that point, football and certainly one of the highest levels of football in the Bay Area, and to be part of an organization that had an extraordinary run of great tradition and great championships. And so there was a culture there about, excellence and the minimum standards of excellence. And there was a feeling in the building. Steve Mariucci was the head coach then, and Bill Walsh was there. John McVay was there. And they kind of took me under their wing, and I got to work with some of the finest people in the relationship business of athletic management and business, and the dynamic of preventing and providing what we could do on the field and in the community, how we integrated our sport with all that we did. Learned a lot about branding and marketing and how to really position, what your message was going to be and how it had to be consistent and how it had a standard that had to be met. And for me to come back into college athletics is a direct result of Bill Walsh. Bill was hired the athletic director at his alma mater, San Jose State. And Bill came down to my office and asked me to consider applying for the job and be the athletic director at San Jose State. So, my whole egress back into college athletics in Division I and an opportunity came through the San Francisco 49ers. I loved being a part of game day. I loved the way that the media was handled, the way we handled pregame. It's just a whole nother level of professionalism and excellence and pretty disciplined way of how we designed our day and how we provided our product and how we played the game. And I've tried to bring a lot of that to wherever I've been. I did a lot of that at San Jose State. We're doing a lot of that here in Memphis. And it's really effective. It's created some positives. Bill was all about being very clear and transparent in communication. He was about a centered focus of what the purpose was and the dynamic of that we all had a responsibility to each other and to the single focus. He was very good at communicating, and he was very good at making sure it was a direct and approachable communication. It wasn't arrogance. Bill was a very humble, impressive human being. When I was there, he had moved from the general manager spot. He was really kind of doing a lot of consulting work with Terry Donahue, who had become the general manager at that point. And John McVay was there still running player personnel, who was also another icon and tremendous football mind to be around. And these guys would talk about, the perceived value of winning and what it meant to be a champion. And that has an intrinsic value in human beings, far less than talent with no championship, as opposed to people with great desire, some limited talent, but have a knack for being champions, and how important those people were to organizations. Bill was a big organizational guy. He really wanted the organization to be in tune and not to be siloed with drama and issues. No, I just think that all of us have a unique path to where we're all today in college athletics, and the NFL gave me a great perspective on how to build a real organizational brand.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.